Hello, guys. Hope you're doing good. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And this is my review of this week's NXT. Before we go get into the review, please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. So, let's get into the review. This week's NXT was excellent from top to bottom. After they got to Tuesday nights, they are actually doing very great to excellent shows, and this was a very excellent show and some great wrestling, some fun elements uh, for entertainment purpose, and some good wrestling. Man, this was a kind of a mini pay-per-view or a free pay-per-view by NXT, and you should not miss this show. And it was a great 2 hour of wrestling. So before we get to the show, we had a video package of last week's NXT Women's Tag Team Championship Street Fight, which was a great match. And then we saw Kushida getting that moment, winning the Cruiserweight title via roll up from Santos Escobar. And tonight we have a 2 of 3 falls match between them for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. And then we saw uh, Raquel versus Martinez for the NXT Women's Championship that also was announced last week. And we get to the show. The show actually opened with Gargano and Theory standing in the ring. There was no official welcoming and all. The show started with that, and it's a good change sometimes. So we got to the first match, which was Karrion Cross opening the show versus Austin Theory with Johnny Gargano. This was kind of a long match, I would say, but it was not a bad match. I would, in my opinion, uh, Cross actually was the story of this match played out that Cross had more confidence and he let Theory get his time to strike and all. So that was the point. Actually, he was slowly destroying him in the whole match. I would say, but after some moments, uh, Austin Theory actually. Got that opening, and then he tried control, and he actually got some display of strength to shine and some time, but that was cut short because Cross got pissed and he hit again a Saito suplex and a Saito suplex. So there was numerous Saito suplex were given to Austin Theory, and he destroys. Cross actually destroys, and that's actually obvious because he's an NXT champion, and Cross picks up a Saito suplex, and that's it. And that he hits an elbow to the back of the head for good measure. That's it. Austin Theory was done. And this match actually, I'd say, opening match, we got to see NXT champion Karrion Cross a good display of strength and good display of Cross. Actually, we haven't seen Cross match that much, so it was good. It was a good match. I mean, for a show opener, could have been short, but I think it was okay. I would say it was a good match. So after this, we got this match actually. Gargano and actually had a brief kind of face off from the ramp, and I could see they may be, I don't know, I am overthinking or I'm thinking too much, I don't know, maybe champion versus champion match, I don't know, or after not after actually uh, after losing that North American Championship or something. Maybe they are teasing that. It would be great. It would be a great thing. But again, after that, we saw Finn Balor actually standing behind Cross, and Balor said. Balor says, "I don't wait lines. I want my rematch." And Cross is more than willing to give him that rematch. And Balor says, "Done deal." And crosses Balor. And from 2 weeks. From this week. So it's very interesting because from 2 weeks, I actually, when I open the calendar, it's a week of prior the AEW Double or Nothing, and that's also the show of a Dynamite's go home show of Double or Nothing. It should be interesting to see, even though they are not. Uh, on the same night. As I say, I don't I don't see any war or something. But they are putting on a cold war. They are doing the cold war, and they are putting on some great shows, and we fans are getting getting better content each and every week from AEW Dynamite and NXT, and that's a win-win situation for us. So anyways, getting out of that topic, and we saw then to the segment where Leon comes to Regal. He wants a match. He says he will not give because he had that grueling match previous week, so he will not give. And Leon said, I am actually medically cleared. You should give me match." He was actually pissed, and Regal said, "I would not give that match. Get the hell out of my room." So a small kind of segment, and later in the match that story actually played out very well. We would get into that. And second match was Brigasango versus MSK is the NXT Tag Team Championship. It's a non-title match. Brizango, they're always good. They have good chemistry with every tag team in NXT, and MSK actually had that athletic background, so this was also a good match. The match actually started with collar and elbow tie-up, some shoulder tackles, some face logs, uh, some face log actually. Then we got some leapfrog maneuvers, double super kick. They are showing that they know very well each other. That's what the story was in the initial minutes. And then we got Fandango tags in, Carter as well. They have some chain wrestling maneuvers, arm drag by Fandango, Carter with a drop kick to Fandango, and then Breeze blind tags in. Breeze blind tags in, and misdirection actually. And this was kind of a fun moment where referee got involved. And this the in the history of wrestling we never seen that a ref actually had a leapfrog to just escape from uh, Fandango actually, from Breeze. and then and then we saw that was funny. And then we saw a 3-on-2 matchup like thing, because that was a fun little, and referee was kind of justifying him that I'm a ref, because he was speaking in that pattern, in that pattern, that I am the ref, I can do anything like that. So that was good. That was a good fun moment. I laughed at that moment. Maybe a top 10 moment for referee getting involved for WWE top 10 content. And then we got the breaking news in the middle of the match. Wolf versus Dane was announced last week, and this match I was very waiting for this match, because this match had history. It was Sanity Brothers. Between Sanity Brothers, so I was very curious to see this match, interested to see this match. But as they say, Wolf actually is not medically cleared due to stomach flu diagnosis. And then we continue with the match. Lee makes tag to Carter, and some tag team offense, some kick, some enziguri here and there, some double foot stomp. So all in all, this was a very mix of athleticism, some fast-paced action, some good tag team wrestling, and you can watch this match. This was a very good match. This was a very good match. So in the finish of the match, we saw Fandango gets to top rope, and Carter actually elbows him, running knee to the top rope, and the moonsault, uh, moonsault to the outside by Carter. And then Carter actually tags Lee, and then they have an assisted launching drop kick in the corner to Breeze. Uh, and that was nice. Assisted launching drop kick, and that actually had that good force. So so much innovating maneuvers from from the tag team. MSK is actually my favorite tag team right now. They are justifying as a very good NXT tag team champions. So finishing of the match, MSK's transmission, very good match. Fun to see MSK and Rizango. Thumbs up for this from me. There was no dead air, continuous action, a good match. The finish of the match we saw, and then after that, actually, Rizango actually shakes the hand. They show appreciation and respect for them, and MSK challenges them. They got a Dead Phantasma. Again, that's also very good. They are also they got a Dead Phantasma. Invite and Raul Mendoza. They are also very good tag team wrestlers. Uh, other than the managers of the Santos Escobar, which is very good, and one of the very best faction
even if it is a three-member, the Gadot Phantasma has been successful. And after that, we saw William Regal's office segment where Gargano was Reed. It was pissed. How is going for that match again? He actually said that he has defeated him. Why are gonna do that still? But Regal says, "I will do what I want, and you will be defending the championship, North American Championship next week." And he snaps that pen out of Regal's hand. And Regal actually was pissed by everyone tonight. It was like if he would get into the ring or something. And then we got Pete Dunne actually was walking onto the arena. They said that he was not scheduled to be the NXT. He wants to cut something. He wants to get off something from his chest. Next we got the announcement that NXT Takeover in your house on June 13th, and it's hosted by Todd Pettengill. So I think they are going this pay-per-view as a yearly pattern, and that's very good to see. It's very good to see that throwback type kind of pay-per-view in a year. Glad NXT is doing that because there are so many pay-per-views in WWE main roster that's gone, and I miss those pay-per-views. So glad that NXT is doing that also, and it's also actually hosted by Todd Pettengill, so that is also very nice, a nice little touch history. So nice thing. Then we saw advertising the crowd, back to the announcer, some fun elements, and then we got Pete Dunne standing in the ring. He's dead serious, and he says that he's just that's why Cross and Barrow is not involving him, and they are avoiding him. And he says he wants competition, and they are all ducking him. And he challenges everyone in the locker room, anyone who has that going on. Uh, Come on, he challenges anyone. So Leon Ruff actually attacks from the back. So this story actually played out well. I didn't expect Ruff actually uh, making the challenging. So Peyton was Leon Ruff accepting the open challenge uh, made by the made by the, made by Peyton. Even though Regal didn't approve him as medically clear, uh, this was also a very good match. Ruff actually puts on a very great match to see. Even though when we see him, the guy is kind of strong, but the maneuver he does, the moves he does are like kind of a normal wrestler because he's such good. I mean, he plays his character, he plays his babyface character very well, and his selling actually looks very legit because of that. Because the selling, if small guys do great selling, and that looks excellent on them, and that's what is connecting with Leon Ruff. So getting into the match, we got some kick by Ruff and some submission attempt to take his fingers out. Hurricane Rana reversal by Ruff, and that gold line. Some innovative maneuvers targeting his body part, arm, and some chops. Uh, and then we got to a point where he hits drop actually hits missile drop kick, back and forth match, uh, some stiff strikes, elbow, rebound, clothesline, and Dunn actually looks in his elbow, and when he tries to hit that cutter, actually he actually catches him. Uh, Dunn actually catches him multiple elbow to the brutal multiple elbow shots to the top of the head, and he's done. He passes out, and Pete Dunne wins. And after the match, this was a good match, I would say, kind of a squash match, but we could not say a straight over squash match, but kind of. But this was also a good match, a nice little match to see. Nothing very special, but a good match to see. Not actually puts, as I said, has that chemistry with everyone, and he's very good. And he's that he actually puts some good. He actually put uh, some good TV matches. So Truck tries to stand up by using leverage of Dunn, and Dunn actually attacks again, and his fingers. he snaps his fingers. So that actually is doing a very good job as a heel, and he's looking as a um, uh, very great heel, like a top heel or in the range of Isaiah Scott, because man, he actually had so much change uh, in this short time. I'll get into that. And then we saw Legado del Fantasma saying that Escobar will take his title, and they will also take tag team championships as well. So some good confidence there. So and then we got Frankie Monet promo, and she's coming in 2 weeks. So Frankie Monet is like Eva Marie of NXT, the fashionista. Anyway, so I don't know what they are going to do with her. Let's see. In 2 weeks, then we get the announcement. Process was banner to confirm for the NXT Championship. And then we got to the third match, which was NXT Women's Championship, Raquel Gonzalez versus Mercedes Martinez. I was actually not very interested to see this match, but nevertheless, it's a first rivalry for Raquel Gonzalez. So I was kind of let's see how this match goes. But they are I didn't expect like a high flying or an athletic matchup. This was not for that type of fans because it was very different. And Raquel Gonzalez uh, going to this match, and both of them uh, were not perfect babyface. Mercedes Martinez uh, played a face better than Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez, I thought she was a face when she became champion, and they had that three champion moment in NXT, SmackDown or Raw. I thought they were kind of out of character, as I see. That was not her character. So, going to the match, they started off with some quick strikes, uppercuts, close line, outside of the ring, cannonball from apron uh, by by Martinez to Raquel, and then we saw some knee strike to the chest. Uh, Raquel was actually getting pissed from this point, and Raquel's very angry, getting back to the ring. Raquel actually finally founds that opening, close the line, some back and forth control. There was some dead air actually, and Martinez actually, I don't know. I had seen two moments in this match when she was actually executing a roll up like maneuver from a rebound from the Irish whip. But it didn't actually look good. It was not once; it was actually happened twice as well. So that was not good. Uh, but anyways, I'm not nitpicking anything. Uh, Coming to the match, Raquel actually is controlling now, and Raquel was trying to get him over with uh, uh,
match to retain the championship because she wants to finish off this match. There were many near falls or pinfalls in this match, trying to get that pin by Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez actually was pissed off because she is kicking out from every maneuver and every shot. So she was not taking Martinez seriously, but I didn't think about like Martinez would win the NXT Women's Championship for a bit, and then Martinez actually holds with the sleeper hold, and she was kind of fading off, but she reversed into a power slam attempt, that single-handed power slam attempt, but she didn't get that. Martinez slipped down, twisted neck pickup from the top, and Martins tried to get the pin but didn't get that pin. Spear from the apron onto the apron by Martinez to Raquel, and that was a good spot. And this was a point where her back was not in the good shape. Uh, uh, and she actually took the advantage from there. Uh, was pissed because she was not getting the pin. She wants to get finished with this, so she tried the bomb, single-handed bomb, and but it was countered by knee strike, fisherman buster by Martinez, and this was the point where they got that quick, very. Uh, very huge expectation that she uh, maybe she would win. I don't think so. I thought that, but no, I didn't thought that very seriously. And multiple knee strike to the jaw, and then we got a big boot by Gonzalez stopping her. Then she hit the single-handed power and that was done. So this was kind of a good match, I would say. Not a average match, we cannot say that. But if you are into the uh, matchup where there are many high flying moments, there are many innovative maneuvers. This is not that match because this was kind of a very powerhouse match, like two wrestlers who are like a brawler and striker. There were there were many chops, there were some uh, quick slams and all. Uh, uh, Nevertheless, I would give that this was a good match, a hard hitting match. Uh, and then we saw uh, Isaiah Scott actually messed up his name. I sometimes spell his name Isaiah Scott, so it's Isaiah Swerve Scott. So he's coming out with a new faction that's Hit Row. And that is HITROH, but he's spelling it as row, like the front row or something we say. Hit Row. Uh, that's not a good name. That's like you found out in 10 minutes or something. So anyways, uh, Bronson Reed is attacked by Gargano and Theory. We got to see that, and we got to see then the debut of Scott's new faction, Hitro, and they look like a street smart local gang. As I say, the music of their I didn't like that. That's my first impression. I don't know if it would be good or not. Uh, and he cuts a promo. He says he made a lot of mistake. The biggest mistake is that he actually uh, listening to fans to perceive him as what they were as what they were thinking. But he's changed now and he's very good. Actually, his heel character is very very cocky, and he's one of the guy that's like that we literally hate now right now, because such is the run he's having, and he's doing very great. And uh, in a very short period of duration of time, he has changed so much in his character and his presentation and all, and he's playing it well. So A&E is a presenter. uh, Actually, he's one of the member there, AJ Francis, and he is named as Top Dollar. And he says he cut some raps. Uh, he cut some. His promo skills are so good. He raps on his own, and then we have. Ashante Ordinance, his partner, Scott Swerve's partner, and he says that he says that he's gonna show us what he will do. And then we saw and then we saw a Bianca Belair's sister, twin sister, like she actually looks like Bianca Belair. I don't know why. Her real name is Brianna Brandy. So many so many actually uh, new talents. So the first impression I got was, okay, let's see how they go with this faction. I would give them some time. Let's see how, because the faction needs time and to prove and all. And let's see. I don't know if in this four of these guys who are the in-ring wrestlers. Maybe I think that two of them are. Like Ashanti Adonis and uh, squad serve is already there, and maybe uh, BFAB, as they are calling Brianna Brandy, that woman. BFAB is also maybe she's also being in-ring competitor. So she says actually she's the mind of the team, and so far actually say I was like the show is having was very good, because we are into the we are we are into the point where 1 hour actually, close to 1 hour actually. So this was a good segment. Then we got to some very fun segment, auction. A lavish house uh, was there, and they were having that auction going on for that house. And here comes the uh, auction is going on for a lavish house, and Cameron Grimes is coming out, and he's getting that vibe, and getting that gimmick of Ted DiBiase, and he seems to fit very well in that character. And he offers 2 million auction, and then they got to point where it was $8 million by Grimes, and then Ted DiBiase says 20 million. I know that where it was going. So Ted DiBiase says 20 million, and he was like. He's he's making his living life hell in every point of his life. Ted DiBiase, he was screaming like he was so funny to watch. So that was a kind of a very fun segment, fun little segment. I like that. And then we saw Tony Storm versus Zoe Stark. They had some problems going on because Zoe Stark actually helped. Helped Saturday, I think. When she was uh, coming out to attack. She was Tony Storm actually was coming out to attack her, so is Stark actually up. So that made this match official. Next week it is Tony Storm versus Zoe Stark promo. Uh, and it would be good. I mean, Tony Storm is a good performer. Zoe Stark is also very good. Had seen her match with Surrey, and she's also a good, interesting matchup to see. Nice. So then we get into the ring action after some good gap. It was Cool Kyle versus Oni Loken with Pete Dunne. This was not announced, and this match had a fair amount of story because Cool Kyle is also Kyle O'Reilly, as I say, is also in that NXT Championship title match. So that's why they bring out Oni Loken. And Oni Loken, this guy, man, he gets any match right. Uh, like I said about Rion Ruff and Oni Loken actually also makes any match good to watch. So actually this match actually was actually made official or confirmed due to Loken actually disrespecting and mocking Kyle when he was out into the arena. He said that. He had not defeated Cross. He cannot defeat Balor. He also cannot defeat Loken as well. He says. So Cool Kyle says we don't go here. We can get into the ring, and I will show you. And then we got to this match, and that made this match actually. And then we got to the match that Oni and Oni Loken and Cool Kyle O'Reilly, as I say. Uh, had that striker versus striker, that catch can wrestling style, that submission based BJJ background, that actually they both actually complemented very well in this match. And I actually enjoyed this match, and this was kind of a wrestling match, you could say, like a ground based wrestling match. If you want to say, there were not any fancy maneuvers or something, but some hard hitting and a perfect wrestling match that was there. And there was another history in this match as well, as commentators say, as Vic Joseph was saying. Undisputed Era versus Pat McAfee, and that storyline was also there when they were Kyle O'Reilly was with the Undisputed Era, and Pat McAfee had Oni Loken in his team. So then we go to the match, get to the match. Some BJJ skills, as I said, some submission maneuvers here and there. And you should watch this match if you enjoy this kind of stuff. And as I'm saying, this would not translate it well because if you see this match, you would enjoy this. And this was a full kind of strong strikes, chops, punches, and all forearms. Some brutal strikes. So actually, uh, Kyle actually focus on the uh, lower back of Loken, and then actually distracts him. And Kyle hit on the back and control Oni because he was hit on the back. So then chops by Oni Loken, and then kick by Kyle, knee to the gut, and then we saw some multiple strike. As I said, this match was so much fun to watch, and this match cannot be narrated by me, as I say. This should be watched by you, and this was a very good match, I would say. And the finish of the match, we saw. Kyle actually hitting the his finisher, that knee from the top rope, right to the uh, neck area, and I like his finisher. Many of them don't know, don't like this finisher, or are not very interested to see this, or not very into this finisher. But I actually see them as a very brutal and a very effective finisher. Tell me your thoughts about Kyle O'Reilly's finisher. Did you like that? Did you like his finisher? I mean, his character hand is actually fits very well with that finisher, and I'm enjoying his match and his character as well. He's not when he came out, he was acting like a bit of very cocky, and now today he was not very cocky, I would say. But he was good. He should not be going too much like a very stylish cool thing. He should be like that sometimes, but he was sometimes in last 2 or 3 weeks, he was very uh, coming off with jacket and all, coat and all. But today he was not like that. Maybe actually he's going for a wrestling match. That's why. So that's it. Actually, this match was very great. You should watch this. And then we got to a post match. Post match. We got to 2-on-1 attack by Pete Dunne and Oni Loken, and we are expecting someone to some babyface to protect Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish comes out. They stare down. The stare down was good. I actually think about a minute that man, I want to see this match in the future, because they haven't had a singles match in the NXT. Maybe in outside haven't seen, but I haven't seen in NXT. So this should be a great match. And he says that he is out on his own. He says that he cannot expect me to come back to that tag team thing, and he says I'm okay with that. I have my own business to do. Okay, so that's good. Kyle is on his own way, and Bobby Fish is on his own way. Maybe we are seeing Fish versus Dunn. That's what they are facing, because he said that he's focusing on this thing, and he wants to get it over with, and he wants to settle this thing, and maybe Dunn versus Fish, and that should also be good. You cannot go wrong with these guys, because they are so good in the ring, and they are so trained. They have so much experience. So their character is very established, and they can get it right. And there are NXT is in the safe hands, I would say. There's some great talents in women and men. They are great, actually. NXT and is in the good period. Maybe they are not having, like people say, that 2017 when Shinsuke Nakamura and all were there, and Cesaro and Sami Zayn, not Cesaro and Sami Zayn, but Samoa Joe actually was there. But the product is very better, and the production value has gone up, I would say. And NXT is also is very in the good spot, like AEW Dynamite as well. So I hope so. Like I was saying, the Cross Balor 2 second matchup from this week, 2 weeks from now on. Maybe this will be last chance of Finn. I would like to see him in main roster. I am I want I am waiting badly to see him on the main roster, not to get buried. Actually, I don't know he would be getting buried if he was he yeah, he's going for that any mid card championship is going to get buried. I don't want him to return. I don't think so. I don't think so. They would be going with that booking of Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns, and that's another topic to talk upon. So Kyle versus Cross. This was a good match. Sorry, Kyle versus Oni Loken. This was a good match, and then we saw the way superhero style, some vignette, some trailer, and then we saw NXT uh, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is sick of Gargano, and Reed says, next week, you and me, and we are going to have a steel cage match. So it's exciting, it's interesting. They are putting on some great stipulation, and they are not leaving it or considering it for a pay-per-view or something. And this time, this time when I say in my many reviews that this is a good time to be a wrestling fan, man. There's so much to watch. There's so much things. There's a cold war going on. Not in like a WCW or WWE days, but there's a cold war going on. Certainly, if you see it closely. So then we got to the main event. Santos Escobar. Before getting to the match, I was like, this show is so good, and this show is very good. And there's another match that's also going to be excellent. Two out of three falls match. They always delivers it, man. And especially this cruiserweight Santos Escobar, who is in his top of the game, and Kushida is also very good. He's actually developed very well. He's changed very well in his character, in his wrestling as well. He's improving week by week. And we saw the main event: Santos Escobar versus with Wild and Mendoza versus Kushida, two out of three falls match. So cruiserweight champion. This title was not so relevant, and this title had been made by relevant by Escobar, and I would give full credit to him because such is the such is the pride he has, pride and honor he has brought to this championship. People didn't care about this championship. This championship was doing in the rounds in two of my life, and after that we are getting in we're getting cruiserweight championship in the main event. And sometimes I see that we don't need that North American championship. Cruiserweight championship is acting like and sometimes better than North American championship. Comment down your thoughts. How about it? Do you think that cruiserweight championship is better than North American championship? I think so sometimes. So getting into the match, they're ready to go to strike and all. And I like the energy going into this match. So they started off kick early in the match. Legod actually tried to hit Kushida when he was gone to outside when he was hit by the clothesline to the outside. But then MSK flies from out of nowhere, and they actually help Kushida and try to take out them. And Mendoza and Hook and Wild is out, and they are being uh, ejected by the ref. And now this is going to be a good match. As I was saying, this is going to be a good match because no interference, no shenanigans. We'll be getting a clean uh, finish, a very good two out of three falls match. Coming to the match, then Kushida actually had a dive before the commercials, and we got to the commercial, and then this match actually kind of took a backseat. It was slow, but there were some moments. You cannot say this was a this in this time it was very slow, so it was bad to watch. No, there was some pace going on in the match. So they had that going. For some minutes it was like that only, but then Kushida made a comeback. uh, Top rope. There was a point in the match when uh, 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 Escobar actually was trying to hit a top rope Hurricane Rana. And Kushida actually pushes up, and Kushida comes back, but Escobar actually knees right to the face, and he phantom drives him, and he got to the pin. And this was kind of a very surprising. But phantom drive is one of the finisher that they are protecting very well, and he can't kicked out, and the first pinfall goes to uh, Santos Escobar, and got the first fall as they were going to pitcher in pitcher. But Kushida is unpredictable, as they say, and he actually into the second half he actually attempts to for armbar submission, uh, but he turns into he turns he actually was getting into very high pressure onto his arm, and he just taps out. So this was a point when it was 1-1. So at this point of time, this match in my mind was okay, this is a good match. not very excellent, I would say. But when the match was going to the finish, and man, this match was then got very better in the finishing last stretch. So then we saw to the point where Kushida was targeting his left arm continuously, and after this two falls, one falls for each guy, and this was Kushida was controlling the whole matchup after this. Literally, he was controlling uh, 90% of the match after this. So Kushida actually was targeting on his left arm very nicely. Some arm drags, kind of submission attempts. But Escobar was trying to get out of that armbar, and he hits a tope to Kushida, and Kushida actually then also was picking him up and attacking that elbow from the top rope when they got to the top rope, and then Escobar actually hold the rope to stand up, and Kushida actually jumps onto his left arm. So there was many innovating, many innovating and many very excellent move and selling by Santos Escobar. And this match this was the part of the match which looked great and which made the match very great. And the selling, the targeted kind of attack, I love that thing, and that was very good in this match. And and then we got the PK kick by uh, Kushida, dropping him onto the ringside, and then she's dropping him to the ringside, and some great near falls were there, leg kick by Escobar. Then, and again he would have to pick up the win, but as Escobar actually kicked out, was trying to pin attempt by Kushida. Escobar actually kicked out. Escobar was trying another phantom driver to secure that victory, but Kushida actually transitioned into hoverboard lock from the top rope, locked in, and that looked very nice. He just transitioned and just floats over to that hoverboard lock, and that was very fantastic. Scuba tries to reach the rope. Second time he gets to the rope. Again, and this was very uh, the psychology and the drama of the match was playing out. This part of the match, the drama was very high in the match, and that adrenaline rush and that excitement was all coming up into the finish of the match, as I said, and that made this match, the storytelling and the psychology and the drama, as I said, looked very good, very excellent. And Kushida actually, as I said, is very much improved. As I said, match by match, week by week, and then Kushida again goes for that elbow, that armbar submission, because he know that he know that Escobar is is in trouble, but then suplex, and then Explorer suplex to the corner, double underhook suplex, then, and he was unable to get out from that. I didn't expect that kind of victory, but then when I thought about it, that played it out well in the story, because his arm was not it was his arm was literally in the pain, and he's got so much offense. Kushida actually had got so much offense on his arm, so it was very obvious that he was not kind of getting that leverage, because he locked that both arm into a double underhook, and he pins him, and it was very was he doesn't want and will have to be unable to kicked out, was not able to kick out, and arm factor, that arm submission maneuvers and all, and that played out in the story. But as I said, the first half of the match, when the in the beginning it was good, and then get it out to slow down, I would say. And that point I would say it was a good match. But then after that, the psychology, that arm selling, the drama, the excitement that we got in the match was very good. But then also I would say, uh, as I as I as I try to nitpick something, I don't know why. This match could have been a little short. I don't know if you would complain. You would say, "Why are you complaining? Everything. This was a best show," and I agree. And agree with that. This was a very excellent show. But this is my opinion. uh, but in no way I'm not saying their performance was very good, and both had very worked very well in the match in terms of storytelling, in terms of psychology, in terms of drama, in terms of excitement, in terms of everything that you would expect from wrestling. The selling part, that was also good. So overall, man, this was a great main event. If you have not seen the show, you should definitely can watch this show. Not kind of Raw, Monday Night Raw. You definitely can watch this. It's a good 2 hour wrestling show. So watch it. It was like a free pay per view as they give. And I was. It's actually interesting to see what's next for Escobar after this, because he actually lost. He lost second time to Kushida, and is becoming a dominant champion for that cruiserweight championship, and it's looking good. It's looking good, and I think he'll be a solid cruiserweight champion. So that's it, guys. This week's NXT was a bank. Maybe we will get a bank of an AEW Dynamite as well tomorrow. So that's it, guys. This is TJ, and be sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell me your comments about this show. What was your favorite moment? What was your favorite matches in the show? And comment down your thoughts and suggestions for my podcast. Uh, for my podcast, or if you're checking out the YouTube channel, for my YouTube channel as well. So uh, until then, be safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.